Could Urban Meyer's time in Jacksonville already be up? The tensions are starting to boil over in the Jaguars locker room. I'm going to break down everything going on with them, as well as give you my 2 cents on the whole situation. But if you could, first, like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so you get these daily update videos. It really helps out the channel, and I greatly appreciate it. All right, let's get into this. Urban Meyer, former college coach, dominant college coach for the past decade or so, is having a real tough go of it his first year in the NFL. He's been getting into it with multiple players, multiple coaches within this locker room, and it sounds like he has lost this team. It didn't start off great for Urban Meyer, going over practice limits when he took over the team in the offseason with OTAs and stuff. You can't really push the limit here, Urban. He's used to, skirting the rules of the NCAA. He's got 18 to 19-year-old kids. He can do whatever he wants with them. But these are professional grown-ass adults. They're union members, so you got to follow the rules on that, Urban. So not a great start to his career in Jacksonville. Things got worse in October when a video came out of him in his own restaurant having a woman grind up on him, dancing and stuff that wasn't his wife after the team had lost on Thursday night, and sounded like he lost the team then. Owner Shad Khan came out and kind of supported him, but didn't really support him. They punished him. They fined him, I think, contract detrimental to the team, stuff like that. But things have not gotten any better. Jaguars are 2-10 on the season, probably about where we expected them to be, but the way they're 2-10 has been absolutely unexcusable. Number 1 overall pick Trevor Lawrence has not looked good at all in this Urban Meyer offense. Just at 58% completion, 2,500 passing yards, 9 touchdowns, 10 picks. Not good at all. He's gotten into it with players, benching players, coaches, stuff like that. It's absolutely insane what is going on with him. I mean, let's just start with this. Reports alone in the last 2 weeks. Veteran receiver Marvin Jones, one of the most respected guys in this locker room. Not a high-tempered guy for a wide receiver. Not really a diva. Just solid as can be. Love me, Marvin Jones. He became so angry with Urban Meyer over his public and private criticisms of the team's wide receiver groups. He left the facility, had to be called back by coaches, begging him to come back. He decided to come back, and then he still got into a heated argument with Urban Meyer at practice. So that's just the start of it. If you're losing Marvin Jones, you're losing this team. And then during a staff meeting, Meyer delivered a biting message that he's a winner and his assistant coaches are losers, according to several people informed of the contents of the meeting, challenging each coach individually to explain when they've ever won and forcing them to defend their resumes. What the hell have you ever won, Urban, in the NFL? You've done shit. Cool, you won in college. Yes, it's hard to win in college. It's a lot easier when you go to the top programs and get the players that are better than 95% of every college team in the country. You don't have to do much coaching there. You've had generational talents on your team, especially college talents. Like, really, dude, you couldn't handle the heat of the SEC when it started getting turned up and Nick Saban was winning there. So you ran to the Big Ten where you faced no competition at Ohio State, could always have the best team every year by head and shoulders, and then yeah, you'd have to win 2 games to end the season to get a national championship. Congratulations. You've done nothing to show that you're a great coach. You're a scummy guy. You've had controversy after controversy at every school you go to. You're a bad person, and this is starting to expose how bad of a coach you are. Even Nick Saban wasn't this bad. Shit, this is starting to make Nick Saban look really good at his time in the Dolphins. Nick Saban was 7-9 at the Dolphins, and the Dolphins haven't been good ever, really, with anybody. So really, really bad on Urban Meyer here. But the problem is Shad Khan is probably going to stick with him. He's been known to be very patient with his coaches. He let last coach Doug Marrone stick around way too long after he had lost the locker room, lost the entire team. But this is a terrible, terrible look. He doesn't know how to coach real football, it looks like, Urban Meyer. He can't win with this team. His offense is pathetic. His coaching staff doesn't do anything. The Jaguars aren't the most talented team, but you can look good playing football. I mean, this shit right here. Last week, he benched James Robinson, saying it was due to an injury, but because he fumbled on the first drive of the game, he benched him. Robinson is head and shoulders above Carlos Hyde, who played for Urban Meyer conveniently at Ohio State. Even only after Trevor Lawrence got on Urban Meyer's like, why is it Robinson in the game? We need our best running back. Now, Travis Etienne, the running back they drafted this year in the first round, has been out all season. Robinson had a very good season last year. He's as solid as can be. Great fantasy player. And it's amazing how the Jaguars can possibly be worse when just upgrading players. They upgraded at quarterback. They didn't really downgrade anywhere else. The defense hasn't been as bad as people say. They haven't been good, but they've been all right. They held the Bills to 6 points 3 weeks ago and won a game. It's just absolutely unacceptable. You can't just treat professional players like they're college 18-year-old kids. These are grown-ass men. It's real easy to look at them. And this was part of the problem Saban had. And now maybe Saban's learned his lesson because these kids have nothing but great things to say about Saban now. So maybe Urban will take a note and learn from this, because there were words players tried to fight Saban in Miami. And this is exactly what it sounds like is going down in Jacksonville. It's not an easy transition for guys like this, especially when you've been a successful winning head coach in college football. They get used to a way, they get really stubborn, and you just can't coach the NFL the same way. It's weird. It's just a weird situation here. Several Jags have vented their frustration to Rams players after their game. This is really, really bad. There you go. No NFL experience, doesn't treat them like adults. Staff meetings follow a pattern of these interactions between Meyer and assistants dating back to the offseason, that he just belittles his coaches, belittles his players. He's the golden god on there. Dude, you got to coach. You got to prove you're good. You got to win the respect of your team and the locker room. This isn't just like freebies over here. It's hard to coach in the league. These are the best of the best. And this is the problem. People don't seem to get that. There is a major jump between the level of quality in the NFL and college football. It's the same shit you get like, oh, the best college team could beat the worst NFL team. Laugh. They would get housed by 80 points. It wouldn't be a close game at all. It's just not the same thing we're dealing with. And Urban Meyer is showing he's completely unprofessional. Yeah, he can recruit with the best of them, but he can't necessarily coach. He's not an X's and O's guy. He doesn't understand what it takes to win in this league. And honestly, I think the Jags should move on from him. You have a great future in Trevor Lawrence, I think, with the right coaching. He's as talented as can be. You got good pieces in Jacksonville. You just got to get a coaching together. And it was a big risk, and Urban seems to not be panning out whatsoever. I'm cutting my losses this year. I'm not dragging this thing out. I'm getting in a young offensive coach that's going to want to build with this team and turn the Jags around. Jacksonville's not the biggest market. They're talking about moving to London. You can't have that. We can't be having teams playing in London as their home game. It's just not going to work. Great team, great uniforms, strong fan base when they're good. I mean, 2017, they were so good. They were a drive away from going to the Super Bowl, and that fan base supported them. They got to get back to the Jacksonville Jaguars of old, and they just got to get a new head coach. Urban Meyer is not that guy. He is a cancer to this team. He's a bad person. I don't think anybody's going to question that. And he's probably going to start having stomach pains here in a minute there. Go run away, do another desk job, and then take over the Texas job in 2 years because when Sark gets fired. But then again, he's going to run from that SEC smoke anyway. Urban ain't about that life anymore. So, yeah, that's going to do it for us today. Again, if you like this video, share it, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you get these daily update videos. It really helps out the channel, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.